Well, who knows if this is going to end up on the vlog or not, but it's always a good idea with these projects to really capture all of what's going on. And so, yeah, so here we are. It is November 2024, and we bought the section on Rocky Bay, goodness, a long time ago. And we knew it would be difficult, and we knew it would take a while, and we really did not anticipate that it would take this long. So essentially we had a problem. We had a problem around about a year ago, 12 months ago, I would say, where we thought that we chose a builder, we were all ready to go, and then that's what we did about a year ago. And then earlier this year, and I was wondering why it was taking such a long time to get the pricing together, maybe March or something, the pricing came back at 40% more than, well, 30, in the range of 30 to 40% more than our quantity survey that the architects had arranged before they went and did all of the working drawings for the house. So the quantity surveyor had done the costings for the house, the sleep out and the store initially, and on the back of that we'd given the architects the okay to proceed to do all the working drawings for the house. And then we'd gone back to because the builder that we chose, they use the same QS to price up their projects as the architects and us had used for an initial preliminary cost. We're like, great, okay, let's go back, talk to them. And then so they repriced it. Nothing had changed in the house at all. And it came back at 30 to 40% more expensive. And then the QS was like, oh, sorry, we kind of screwed up the first one. I was like, anyway, imagine what I thought. And so, so then, that was 30% more on the house. And as it was, the whole project was already stretching our budget. And it was like, there was just no way. There was just no way that was going to happen. And you should have it was just nuts. Anyway, and so we were like, I don't know what to do here. And so we had a big old conversation with the architect, like, what do we do? Do we go to another QS? But then they were like, well, the QS is only ever a kind of educated guess, and we'd already been burned by one QS. And it's like, well, they were like, okay, well, let's simplify the house, make it cheaper to build. Let's cut some of the cost out of it. Which, maybe they should have done that in the first place. I don't know. So anyway, so then they had to go back and basically redraw the whole house, which meant that because we had got all of our structural engineering done for the foundations, all this kind of stuff done. And then, we'd had our waste water reports done based on this number of bathrooms and all that stuff. So then the architects had to go redraw this house, which meant that we had to get structural engineers in again to do that, to do the foundations for the new house, because whilst it's kind of the same, the foundations are completely different. Then we had to get the wastewater people back in to do that, and so then the architects were like, well, maybe we should go out for another QS. And I was like, no, let's just, because we were ready to go to tender, and I was like, let's just go to tender, because that will give us an actual real cost. Like, what is it going to cost to build? And I was like, well, what are you going to do if it comes in at some other price? I mean, we won't know if it's the actual price or not, because we've been burned by this QS that we don't trust those figures. And are you going to redraw the house again? So anyway, so we're going to Fatina. That's out at the moment. We've got the building consent about to go out. We're meeting with the architects today, so hopefully that's done. And the resource consent is done, but that's only for the house. The store is drawn. We've been having all sorts of issues with the culvert. We're just trying to get us an answer about what should the culvert be replaced with. Trying to get answers out of people is like trying to get, what's the saying, blood out of a stone. It's so hard. And every time you go and you get some advice, it's another $5,000. And the amount of times that we have gone to use, you know, these professional service firms, and the reports come back and they don't address issues, or, you know, they're really unhelpful. With a few exceptions, most of the professional services firms that we have used have been shit. And I'm not going to name names because that's not what this is all about. This is just about the reality of the situation. And so anyway, I still have a lot of question marks about how the store will happen. Everyone is saying that it's not going to be that difficult. That essentially we're sort of trying to keep the facade, strap that, and then build a new building behind it that meets the code. But keeping, you know, the windows on the western elevation, the roof pitch, all that kind of stuff. But I'm like, is it that easy? Because everything in the project so far has not been easy. And so I really hope that I'm surprised by the fact that it's not a big deal. Like, I already know that the store will need to be, what do you call it? Like, sort of dismantled, you know, so that we can keep any materials in there that are worth keeping, so that we can use them again in some place. That'll be more expensive, but I don't know. Everyone's saying it's not a big deal, so I guess time will tell. But it's just incredible. The amount of money that we've spent on this project is up into the hundreds of thousands of dollars already, and we haven't even got a building consent, let alone started building something. So yeah, and meanwhile, you know, Simon and I went there and cleared 30 tonne of green waste of just crap. The vine, the jasmine, and now the fuckers are growing back again. And we sort of gave up the gardening because we were all ready to start with the builder. So we were like, there's no point in trying to keep this under control and looking nice, because the minute the builder comes, it's just going to be a building site. And then because of the QS, the builder didn't come along. And now everything is growing back again. And it's a bit depressing. So, I don't know. I guess it's that time in the project when things are difficult. And it was always going to be difficult. And so we just keep going. See what happens next. But anyway, this is the November 2024 Reality Strikes update.